Today, we tried to get to the third round of the FA Cup at the second attempt, and we have a League One match that tries to, if we can win it, to take us mid-table in League One, something that we were doubting whether we would ever achieve just a few games ago. Hello and welcome to episode 57 of To Be a Legend. My name is Mark, and on today's episode we have for you those two games. The FA Cup second round replay against Derby after our draw in the first game at Pride Park. Bring them back to Edgeley Park to see if we can beat them, and then we play Bradford City, the first of two games in quick succession against Bradford City. I think one of the games had been moved out for one of the other things, probably a Papa John's trophy or something like that, moved out, and as a consequence we've ended up back-to-back games with Bradford City. We're not going to see both the Bradford City games, but we have the first of the two games on today's episode for you. So we'll be seeing that in due course. What else has been going on? Well, we have played a game since you were last with us, which is, I know that's a bit of a strange thing, isn't it? We've increased our unbeaten run to 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Should have checked it out before I came on episode. 16 games now unbeaten in league. Well, in all competitions, basically. 16 games unbeaten, as I say, in the league. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games unbeaten in League One, and it has propelled us up the table. We'll have a look at the game that we won against Wigan in a moment. I know, very naughty of me. It has propelled us up to 15th place. We still have a game in hand over Morecambe above us. We have 3 games in hand over Fleetwood, who are just below us, so they're not catching us anytime soon, I don't think. Rotherham, we have a couple of games in hand over them. As I say, 1 game in hand over Morecambe, which means we could pass Morecambe if we were to win that game in hand. Morecambe not on good form either. Drawn 3, lost 2 in the last 5 games. Milton Keynes Dons, we've got 2 games in hand over them. So given the 2 games in hand, we could bypass them. We have 3 games in hand over Leyton Orient. So add 9 points to our total. Would take us to 36, so we could pass Leyton Orient. The games in hand against Forest Green Rovers, we've got 2, so 6 points onto our total would take us to 33, so we could pass them. Preston North End, we have 1 game in hand over them, so we're not going to... Well, yeah, we could pass them. No, we can't pass them. So Preston possibly would stay in front of us. 3 games in hand over Wigan, so we could pass them. 2 games in hand over Derby County. We could. It depends on goal difference. So as you can see, very quickly, we are propelling ourselves up the table, and once it all balances out, potentially we could end up about 9th or 10th in the table, which given our deep concerns earlier in the season would be a very good position to be in. And as it currently stands, we are now 8 points clear of the drop zone. Port Vale sitting at the top of that drop zone at the moment in 21st place on 19 points. Yeah, not bad. And as you'll see, won 3 of our last 5, drawn the other 2. As I say, 10 games unbeaten in League One, which is pretty good form at the moment. In fact, it's the same form as Derby County. Well, I say the same form. The 10 games is the current 5-game window is the same as Derby County. So that's all to play for. Bradford, who are in 19th place, They are just below us, 4 points below us in, as I say, in 19th. So we've got 2 games coming up against them. They've lost 3, won 2 of their last 5. So that should be a bit of an interesting match. Wycombe Wanderers, a game of 2 halves, really. We were 2-1 down at half time. We took the lead after 11 minutes from Tyrese Omatoy. Jordan Shipley got them back level after 16 minutes, and then Soji took the lead for Wycombe, and it looked a bit ominous at that point in time. Just past the half-hour mark, 31 minutes. We had a good talking to the team at half-time, and they come out buoyant in the second half. James Tilley, 6 minutes into the second half, getting a wonder goal. One of those goals, and I'm not sure which one it is, we'll check it out in a minute, was I think it was the Johnny Smith goal, actually. It was very, very weird goal. It might have been his second one. Or was it his first one? I'll check that out in a minute and we'll show you it. But it was very, very bizarre goal, as you will see. But James Tilley after 51. One of them was just rolled over the line, but doesn't matter. I think it might have been that one got us on. 3 minutes later, James Tilley again getting on the score sheet, having a great game to make it 3-2 at that point. And then we just upped the tempo. Johnny Smith after 61, making it 4-2. And then Johnny Smith rounding it off, making it 5-2 after 88 minutes. Johnny Smith, a Player of the Match award, 9.1. 2 goals, 1 assist, 1 clear-cut chance. I think that's a clear-cut chance, is it? Yeah, created. And 6 key passes. He had an absolutely stupendous game. James Tilley not having a bad game either, 8.9. 2 goals, 1 clear-cut chance, and 3 key passes. Mind you, Reagan Griffiths not having a bad game either. Got 4 key passes, 1 clear-cut chance, and 1 assist. So all in all, it was a good day at the office, and very pleased with that. More of the same against Derby today. As you'll see, we did switch to our 4-2-3-1 formation, having tried the other combinations against the other sides to block them off. I think this is the key point, though. 21 shots, 13 of which were on target, over 50%, 2.46 on the XG, and 62% of the possession. They had 9 shots, 4 on target, 1.32, and 38% of the possession. So all in all, I think we can be happy. Just bear with me a moment and we'll come straight back with the highlight, which is the goal I want to show you. And I'm going to show you both goals because both goals are very good. This isn't the one that was a bit of an oddment. It wasn't the strange goal, but this, a absolutely fantastic free kick from Johnny Smith just outside the area. Look at that. Goalkeeper just didn't know what to do with it. Great goal from Johnny Smith. This one was the goal. It was a bit odd, really. I've not seen this highlight before. Pedder puts it out wide to Linton. Linton crosses the ball. Johnny Smith gets his head on it, hits the crossbar, comes down, but the spin on that ball, it back spun. The defender just stood and watched it. Absolutely wonder goal from Johnny Smith. That spin on that ball, I'm not sure if it was the spin that come off his head after the crossing by Linton. I really don't know, but it was stupendous. So well done to them. A 5-2 win, very good, and added 3 goals, of course, to the balance in the old goal difference stakes, which gives us a +6 at the moment in that title. While we're actually on the league, let's just have a quick look and just confirm the table at the moment. Peterborough at the top, Bristol City in second place. They do have a game in hand over Peterborough as it stands, so it could all change at the top there. Port Vale, Shrewsbury, Crawley Town and Sutton United in the bottom 4. Right, without any more to do, let's get on. I think we have one injury as well. We do. Bobby Camwa. Think we may have seen it in the last episode. I'm not sure. He's out for 3 to 6 weeks. He picked up sprained knee ligaments in training, which was really, really bad news for us. Right, Derby County first up then. FA Cup second round replay. We've paid them twice before, once in the league. Here at Edgeley Park, it was a 1-1 draw on that occasion. If it's a draw today, it goes to extra time and penalties, and a 0-0 draw at Pride Park in the FA Cup second round first game. Let's see if we can beat them today. Let's hope so. Let's go and have a look at the team that will face Derby. And here is the team that will face Derby in this FA Cup second round replay. Can we get past them and meet Nottingham Forest in the third round? That is the question. Thomas in goal then. Tomlinson, Williams and Smith and Clark are our defensive line. Mundle and Griffiths playing in midfield in front of them, with Omatoy, Tilley and Smith our attacking midfield. Just one change to the side that started against Wickham there in the attacking midfield. Omatoy started up front on that occasion. Johnny Smith, I think, started out on the right, if my memory serves me right. I can't remember. Tilley in the middle. And I can't remember we played on the left, or did we? Johnny Smith start on the left and Burns started on the right. And then we changed it around part way through, and I think Scanlon come on the left-hand side. I can't really remember how we did it now. Burns leads the attack up front in preference to Walker. I'm not sure why. Walker, for me, 13 goals so far this season. You would start him, I think, in most cases, but we'll see if the going gets tough. Pricebeck, Linton, Gamble, Sass Davis, Pedder, Walsh, Scanlon, Moss and Walker on the bench. And this is how the two sides match up. And it's a very familiar formation to the formation they had last time. Balcombe in goal. Rooney, Welsh and O'Hara are the defensive three, with Rogan and McKnight as the wing-backs. Horahan, who caused us all sorts of problems last time out, and Fisher as the defensive midfielders. Dahanda and is the attacking midfield. Sibley comes in up front alongside Dolan on this occasion. Evans, Gwal, Pollard, Johnson, Collins, Longstaff, Cochrane, Gregan, Youssef and Bardell are on the bench. And our first highlight, nearly 9 minutes in. Omatoy winning that ball back. Mundle to Omatoy. Omatoy comes in. Tilley has a shot, and on his form from last game, I'm not surprised. Throw in Tomlinson on that far side. Mundle. Griffiths. Griffiths finds Clark. Clark comes forward. Clark looking for Smith. Smith in the area. Holds the ball up. Crosses it. It's straight into the arms. Not quite sure who that was. I'm tempted to find out. We'll go back 10 seconds and we'll see it again. What we need to do is we need to either Burns or Omatoy that got on the end of that. Omatoy, and it's taking a deflection straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. Clark on this near side with a throw in now. Tilley lost the ball and it's hit upfield. And Williams, what is he doing? Dolan's in here. Can Williams hold him up? He can. It's flashed over the top. A free kick for Derby, and it's swung in, and it's a goal. Jake Rooney gets a headed goal on 42 minutes. Oh, we've been undone. We go a goal behind. We have to do it the hard way. And that man, Horahan, again. Oh, unmarked. And last highlight of the first half. We've not been out of it. Disappointing, though. We've done our best in that first half, but our best wasn't good enough. We didn't capitalise on the chances that were given to us. 6 shots, 2 on target, not a 50%. 0.88, though, and 58%. Derby have had 4 shots. 3 of them have been on target. 1 of them a goal. That goal from Jake Rooney. 0.28 on the XG. 42% of the possession. Need to make more of the possession in the second half, and we need to convert those shots into goals, or at least hit the target and then into goals. We're still in it, but we need to come back like we did against Wycombe Wanderers. And before we start the second half, we're going to make one change at half-time. Lewis Walker is on for Sam Burns. Sam Burns, he's not having a good... I really do think we need to probably offload him in the January window. He's not really come in and he's not really done it for us. We'll have a look at his form at some point, but he's not really doing it, is Sam Burns. And we need to look at other options in the January window. Anyway, the long and short of it is I basically told him he's not performing he's got to do. And he wasn't too amused with that. So Lewis Walker, if you're not amused, you're not going to be playing. Lewis Walker, our top scorer, comes on up front for Sam Burns, and I think I might drop him out of the side going forward as well. So we'll see how that pans out. But Lewis Walker replacing him at half-time. And our first highlight, Smith with the highlight. Regan Griffiths has picked up a yellow card. That's just gone wide. Rooney cuts that attack out, but that ball wasted. Clark on it. Can we get back on level terms here? Let's hope so. Clark, can he do it here? Smith finds Tomlinson in acres of space. Tomlinson into the area, crosses it in. Yes! And it's Johnny Smith with his 8th goal of the season. Puts us back level after 52 minutes. That's exactly the impetus that we wanted. We weren't out of it in the first half. We've carried on our little bit of pressure in this second half. And that ball, the goalkeeper missing it. And Johnny Smith puts it away. Question of offside. But he... Clark with a free kick now. Swings it in. It's headed clear. But Smith will get there. Johnny Smith, back to Clark. Clark, oh, I thought he was going to lose that ball for a minute, but he's held on to it. Cross it in, Overtoy, yes! Overtoy's 3rd goal of the season, and it's a headed goal, but he's offside. Oh, dear. Oh, it's debatable, for goodness sake. Corner, Tomlinson with the corner in, swinging. And Griffiths will tidy up. He has a bit of support there. Smith. Bit short then. It was short. And Dan Handa has got in there. Oh dear. Griffiths has cut that out. But only as far as the Derby attacker. And Sibley is in. We've got to be careful here. Sibley tries to beat Thomas but doesn't. And with 66, nearly 67 minutes on the clock, we're going to make a couple of 3 changes. We're taking off both our central midfielders, mainly because Romain Mundle is getting tired. Regan Griffiths not having a great game. He's got a yellow card as well. So we're going to freshen up that midfield. Walsh and Pedder replacing Mundle and Griffiths. And Therese Omatoy, he's come off. And we've brought on Scanlon. On that left-hand side. He came on and did quite a good job for us when he came on that left attacking midfield in the game against Wycombe. Let's see if he can do it again today. And that ball comes forward. Smith has got there. Pedder looking for Walker. Walker is in. Walker, can he put this away? No, he can't. The goalkeeper makes the save. And with nearly 88 minutes on the clock, we're making our final change that we can make. Perry Moss is coming on in the attacking playmaker role for James Tilley. Is this going to extra time? That's the question. And we have a free kick. Williams with the free kick, looking for Moss. Moss to Walker. Walker's hit the goalkeeper again. What is the matter with him? 2 chances he's had since he come on. And 2 chances he's squandered. And that's Pedder fouled Collins. I think he's got away with that. And it has gone to extra time. No more highlights. We've had 15 shots, 6 of which were on target. Not quite hitting the 50%. Not far off, but not hitting it. 2.60. 55% of the possession. Derby County have had 7 shots, 4 on target, 0.60. 45% of the possession. We're still in this. We can still win it, but we need to go and find that winning goal. And before we start this first half of extra time, We have brought on made one final change that we're allowed to make as it's gone to extra time. Billy Sass Davis has come in to shore up our central defence, coming on for Harry Williams, who's getting tired, as is the back line there, and can't really make too many more changes. Also tired is Johnny Smith, but unfortunately we don't have any other players off the bench that could replace him, really. So we are, albeit Clark could move forward, I guess, as an attacking midfielder and bring a defender in there, move Tomlinson over and Linton in the thing. But that's not what we've done. We've shored up central defence. Sass Davis coming in then for Harry Williams. Let's see if we can get a win in this first half of extra time. And our first highlight in the last minute of the first half of extra time. That ball headed down into the path of Walker. Tomlinson. Surely Walker, if he gets another chance, will put it away. That's one over the top. Looking for Scanlon. Scanlon not on the end of it, though. Tomlinson does find it. Smith. Walsh. Walsh from distance. Good shot, but just wide. And that's the end of the first half of extra time. It's looking ominous. Penalties might come into fruition here. 19 shots, 7 on target, still not quite hitting that halfway mark there. 2.67 on the XG, 55% possession. We're not giving up any possession. 8 shots, 4 on target for Derby, 0.73, 45% of the possession. And we start the second half of extra time, still looking for that goal. And we do have a highlight. Clark on that far side throws it in to Moss. Moss finds Smith. Back to Clark. Can we have one last ditch attempt here? Clark looking for a way through. He's got a bit of support. And Pedder. He's crossed that for Tomlinson. Tomlinson now. He's in the area. Crosses it in. But it's cleared. But only as far as Sass Davis. Sass Davis comes forward. Sass Davis. Can he cross this ball in? Yes, he can. Very deep for Clark. Clark, is he going to be the hero? Yes, he is! His first goal of the season, and we take the lead after 114 minutes. Can that be the winner? Oh, I so hope so. We've done a job on Derby here we couldn't do in the first game. And Clark, of all people, is going to be the hero. Who was that? Somebody moved out. Smith, Johnny Smith moved out of the way for him. And he planted that in the back of the net. And is there a final twist to this game? Sass Davis to Moss. Moss still got the ball. Everybody is tired. Moss tries to find Scanlon. Didn't find it, but Derby could have a last-ditch try here. Smith, Sass Davis tidying up in defence. Walsh. Walsh comes forward. Is he going to... What's he going to do? Clark finds Smith. He's been tripped in the area. Moss, and the penalty or a corner? A corner. Good save by the goalkeeper. Tomlinson with this corner then. Can we get something to finish this game off? Tomlinson killing time. We are in injury time in this second half of extra time. It's headed over the top though. And it's all over. We have progressed to the third round, boys and girls. What a game. And that is excitement at its best. And goodness me, did we do a job on Derby. 25 shots, 9 of which on target, 3.57, 55%. That's pretty constant throughout the game, 55%. Of the possession. They didn't look in it like they did against us in that first game. And to be honest, if you look at the stats, had it not been for Bolcombe, I think we would have probably been in an unassailable lead in that very early on. But when you look on our side of the stats, Joe Tomlinson, he didn't get a player of the match. James Clark did, of all people. 3 key passes, 2 clear-cut chances created. He had a goal. Joe Tomlinson had 7 key passes, 3 clear-cut chances, and got an assist, really, between those two. But certainly doing that change in midfield Both our midfielders held that up and bringing Sass Davis on in defence. All in all, turned out to be a good choice. We're through to the third round and a game against Nottingham Forest. Well, there we go. 17 games unbeaten in all competitions now, with that 2-1 win against Derby in the FA Cup second round replay. A third round FA Cup tie against Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest, who are currently in the Championship. They are in the Championship, one level above us. So that could be an interesting match at the City Ground in Nottingham. So we will be having an episode of Cup matches because we're also in the third round of the Papa John's Trophy against Manchester United under 21s. We don't want too many extra times, though, if we can help it. And then Derby coming up again fairly soon after that. But we'll get to that in due course. What we've got coming up next is a game against Bradford City, who we have played twice in this series so far. Beat them 3-0 in League Two. Lutman must have come up with us from League Two because we're beaten last season 3-0 at our place, 1-1 at their place. It was a draw. Today we are at Bradford City at the University of Bradford City Stadium for this one. Draw last time out when we played them there. Can we get a result against them today? At the moment, in the form we're in, I wouldn't put it past us. Well, before we have a look at the team that will face Bradford City in our next match, I just wanted to show you a couple of things that have come up. The match momentum from that game against Derby County. As you will see, first half, they had 10 minutes of time. And it says in the first half, Buxton enjoyed a better time of things. Generally a dominant team throughout that period. They scored against the run of play, basically, when they scored that goal. And Buxton was strong in the second half and was superior to Derby County after half-time, albeit they did have 5 minutes of time and that. But, of course, we brought it back level by then. And then as we entered the first period of extra time, Derby were in the ascendancy as they were towards the end of that second half. But as we started to close them down, and then we really, in the second half of extra time, as they got tired, we turned it up, hence that final goal on 114 minutes that won the tie. But we were dominant in that. They only had, including the extra time, they only had 25 minutes of the play in 120 minutes. So were dominant in that game. One other news item that's just come in. This is the first offer of a job interview that we've had. It's with Sutton United. Have invited me to attend an interview with them, and they wish to discuss with you the possibility of becoming their new manager. The board are very impressed with your fantastic performance at Buxton, which is why they've identified you as one of their top candidates. One of the reasons the board decided to offer you an interview is because you feel you would be an acceptable fit for the club's realistic vision of the future. The interview will give the board the opportunity to discuss ambitions, plans with you in more detail, reinforce their belief of your suitability for the role. One bit of bad news, though. We're not going to accept it because, as you will see, we're currently in mid-table, doing very well, got games in hand. Sutton United planted on the bottom, 11 points adrift of Salford in 20th place with a minus 27 goal difference. I don't think so. I might have done it had it been in a higher division, but not in this division. No chance. So we are going to decline our first job offer, and we'll see if any more come to fruition. Right, with that all said and done, brought you up to date, let's go and have a look at the team that will face Bradford City. And here is the side that faces Bradford City. I'm sure lost to. We were playing them for a minute. Bradford City in the first of two games, back-to-back games just before Christmas in 2025 is the time we're in. 20th of December for this one. I think we play them on the 23rd on the next game. And yeah, that's who we're playing today. And Bradford City, they've lost their last two games, 3-0 to Bristol Rovers and 3-1 to Shrewsbury, both away from home. Their last home match, they won 1-0. In fact, they've won their last two home games against Port Vale 2-1 and Leyton Orient 1-0. In goal then, Thomas, Scanlon, Brown, Sass Davis and MacDonald are our defensive line. Griffiths and Pedder in central midfield. Walker, Tilley and Moss play as the attacking midfielders. Omatoy leads the attack up front. I'm going to make one change in just a moment. In fact, let's do it now because it will throw us asunder otherwise. I'm going to put Linton on there. I'm going to put Scanlon on the bench only because I want to bring Scanlon on. I may bring him on as a attacking midfielder here, but Linton can play in that position as well. So we'll see. So Linton in the back there. Pricebeck, Scanlon, Viner, Gamble, Duddy-Zack, Patterson and Burns. We did say about dropping Burns. We would have dropped him. But all the other players are very, very tired, obviously having played that extra time. So we don't have the players on board to put somebody on the bench as a striker. So that's why he's on the bench today. He won't get any game time unless we desperately need him. Because he comes on, he doesn't do a great deal either. So that is a bit of an issue. So, a lot of the changes today due to the fact of the tiredness from the game against Derby. And here we are. Joey Barton is the manager at Bradford City. They're playing with a defensive midfielder. 4-3-3, basically. We're playing our 4-2-3-1. And the table, they are currently in 19th place. And we are in 15th. Can we move up the table today if we win? Our first highlight comes after 9 minutes. It's a throw-in. Throw-in to Tilley. Pedder, who's given that ball away. And Bradford City come forward. And, Lancaster gets in there. It's cleared upfield. Omatoy heads it back to Tilley. We're on a counter-attack now. Walker. Brown over the top looking for Omatoy. Didn't find him. And Bradford go all the way back to the goalkeeper. And the highlight stays alive. Sass Davis is under that one. Pedder in midfield. Finds Moss. Moss is inside. Pedder over the top. Omatoy. He's round the goalkeeper. And he's scored his first goal of the season. And Omatoy leading the attack today. 1-0 after 10 minutes. It's a long highlight, but worth it at the end. Lovely through ball. Omatoy chested it around the goalkeeper and threaded it into the net. Question of offside when that ball was released. Ooh, no, he's not. And we have a free kick. Tilley with the free kick, but straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. Highlight continues. Lewis will launch this one by looks of it. And Lancaster is there. Crosses it in and they've equalised. It's Jamie Walker with his 4th goal of the season. It's 1-1 after 40 minutes. And we had that lead for what? 10 minutes? Easy in the end. It was Linton who didn't get anywhere near his man. Throw in on that far side. Brown with the throw in. A long throw to Tilley. Tilley peels away into the area. Nobody there. Linton, no. He's going to make amends for his mistake. His first goal of the season. And on 44 minutes, we go 2-1 up. Probably no more than we deserved. Lovely peel away by Tilley. And that ball crossed in. Headed on. Linton plants it in the side netting. And a free kick now. Griffiths with the free kick. Long ball swung in. It's cleared. Moss heads it down to the path of Walker. Walker creates a bit of space. Finds Moss. Moss! 3rd goal of the season. 3-1. in injury time in the first half. And, well, just turn the tap on and we're playing splendidly with confidence. We'll call a deflection as well. Question of offside. Lewis Walker creating the space here. No, he's just being played on by this defender here, Gibbons. And that was the last highlight of a very entertaining first half. We have a 2-goal cushion, boys and girls, going into this second half. Bradford have not been bad. 5 shots, 2 on target, 0.73, 46% of the possession. We've had 7 shots, 5 of which have been on target. That's more like it. 1.09, 54% of the possession. I like that first half, and we want more of the same in the second, please. First highlight of the second half, 51 minutes on the clock. It's Bradford with a throw-in, and they're coming forward. Sass Davis underneath that one. Griffiths over the top, looking for Walker. Walker out wide. It's come into the areas. Tapped in. James Tilley, who's suddenly found a bit of form. His 5th goal of the season. 4-1 and 52 minutes on the clock. Griffiths, lovely ball outside to Walker. Walker, maybe that's his position as opposed to in attack. And he rolls that ball in and Tilley just tips it into the back of the net. A corner now. Lewis Walker with the corner. Haven't scored from a corner for some time. That's headed out. The Pedder is there though. Pedder through the crowd, misses. 67 minutes. A free kick for Bradford. It's cleared. Tilley on the ball. Puts it out wide for Omatoy. Omatoy holds the ball up. Tilley's carried on his run. Come on, Tilley. Oh, he's missed the target. And with 68 minutes on the clock, we're going to make 2 changes. But basically, Reagan Griffiths, he's coming off. He's tiring. He obviously played in the game against Derby, or played for quite a big part of it. Alex Patterson coming on for him in the Mazzala role. And we've taken off Kieran Brown, who he's not having a particularly good game. And we've basically taken him off and brought on Patrick Gamble. Tilley with a free kick. 77 minutes on the clock. And Tilley gets underneath that again. Tilley's really on good full. Moss! Oh, the goalkeeper really had trouble hanging on to that. And the highlight looks like it's going to continue. Ball fired forward. Gamble underneath that one, but it's into no man's land. And Bradford come forward. Bradford, Lancaster. He's causing us all sorts of problems. He's in there, but it's tame in the end. Thomas picking the ball up. And with 82 minutes on the clock, we're making our final changes. Lewis Walker, who's had a very good game again. 8.90. Player of the match so far. Can he retain that? We'll wait and see. But he's had a good game playing out on that left side. Scanlon comes on and replaces him. Billy Sass Davis, who played a chunk of the game against Derby, he's getting tired. He's had a good game again. We've replaced him with Viner. Viner and Gamble swapping over because Viner tends to play on the right side of defence. And then we have made our final change, and it's in midfield. Dudizak comes on for Rafferty Pedder, and they are all our changes made. We do have Carl McDonald, who's tiring at the back there, but I'm sure he'll be all right. Can we get any more goals, or is this going to be a 4-1 win? Either way, we're moved up the table slightly. A free kick for Bradford. Young swings it in. It's bobbling around. It's come back off the crossbar. Thomas there. Free kick just inside their half. Linton over the top. Tilley. Oh, poor really. A corner. Walker, Jamie Walker, who scored the goal. And it's gone over the top. It's a goal kick. Free kick. Just outside the area. Young. It's in territory to try and score from here. drilled it through. It's come back off the woodwork. Gamble clears it. And we've got a highlight immediately. And ball moving around. Walker. Tilly. Tilly comes forward. Tilly's been fouled. It's a free kick. Tilly will take the free kick. Can something come of this? We are in injury time. 3 minutes of injury time. Obertoy straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. He might have been offside as well when he headed that ball. It is a free kick. And it's all over. It's a 4-1 win. And we move to 18 games unbeaten in all competitions. And a 4-1 win against Bradford City. Goals from Obertoy, Linton, Perry Moss and James Tilly. 15 shots, 9 on target, over 50%. 7.26 on the XG. 57% of possession. They had 13 shots, quite a few, 6 of which were on target. 1.43 on the XG, 43% of the possession. And, well, Jamie Walker, who looked like he was going to peg us back, it was only a consolation in the end for him. And a man of the match game from Lewis Walker, which makes a change. 4 key passes, 3 clear-cut chances created, and 2 assists. He's had a good day and deserves that Player of the Match award. And we do move up the table, which is also very good news. We're going to go and have a look at that now. And so we move up 1 place in the table to 14th place. With 30 points from 20 games. That's looking a lot better. 8 points clear of Salford now in that drop zone. We also have a game in hand over Morecambe. Morecambe losing 4-0 today against Ipswich Town. But the good news there is we have a game in hand over them. But we have 3 games in hand over Leyton Orient. We've played the same amount of games as Preston. That's a little bit of a disappointment because Preston theoretically would stay in front of us. Milton Keynes Dons, we got 2 games in hand over them. 2 games in hand over Bolton. 2 games in hand over Forest Green. So bearing in mind we could get 36. A lot of these teams, we've got 3 games in hand over Charlton. 36. We really could be sort of 8th or 9th. If we utilise 4 games in hand over Charlton, if we could utilise the games in hand, 3 games against Charlton, 4 games against Wigan, we really could be up amongst this lot. And we need to be keep plugging away and see if we can charge up this table once it comes to the games in hand. Let's hope we can, because that isn't a bad day at the office. 18 games unbeaten in all competitions, 11 games unbeaten in League One. And in fact, in League One, we've gone 2 games now without losing, drawing a game there. But it's a good run of form that has dragged us back into contention of avoiding relegation, and I'm really, really pleased with that. And we've got a reverse against Bradford City now coming up, and then on Boxing Day, Forest Green, a game against Sutton United. We're going to come back. What are we coming back for? We're coming back for, I'm tempted, it will either be Forest Green and Sutton United, I'm not sure yet, or we'll come back for Sutton United and Bristol Rovers. It may well be Sutton United and Bristol Rovers, the second of the 2 games against Sutton United, and the game against Bristol Rovers. And then obviously we'll come back for the Cup match against Manchester United and Nottingham Forest. A game episode is what I meant there. Coming back for that, the 3rd round of the Papa John's, 3rd round of the FA Cup. Can we progress in the FA Cup any further? We'll have to wait and see. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up. It's been a great episode. Subscribe and hit the notification button to keep you up to date with all future episodes of To Be a Legend and our other series, of course, Making Chelsea Stand Proud new series and new series as they are released. If you want to keep up to date what's happening on this channel and more, then you need to follow me on Twitter on JustOffsideFM. It's down here. New episodes To Be a Legend are released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. Episode 58. It's out on Thursday. From being despondent and feeling lost and wanting to move on, I'm now feeling very, very confident that at the very least we're going to survive in League One this season. And if we can do some business in January, who knows where we could end up? Might even be playoffs. Till next time, goodbye.